Board Member Tatulian,
Present.
Board Member Lee,
Present.
Chairman Kishishan,
Yes.
Board Member Aharonian,
Yes.
Board Member Seven, not present. Okay. Item number 2.
Yes, please.
Report regarding posting of agenda. The agenda for this meeting was posted on Wednesday, July 11th on the bulletin board outside City Hall and on the city's website.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Presentations and commendations. Mr. Bear, please. He's going to be talking about building official, the Building and Safety Month and the report on fire sprinklers for ADUs. Please, Mr. Bear.
Yes, Mr. President, board members, these are 2 oral reports where I'm just providing you information.
Okay.
On May 23rd, we had our community open house for Building and Safety Month. It was well recognized and well attended by everybody. We had ICC, we had Calbo, we had the local basin chapter. It's on now.
It's on now. I hope so.
Can you hear it?
Can you hear?
I can hear it. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn on my microphone. Building Safety Month event on May 23rd was well attended. We had 24 vendors. We also presented 3 student scholarships, one for $250 and 2 for $350 from donations from the LA Basin chapter, as well as the Glendale Galleria, both chipped in. And so we honored 3 student members. We had good turnout from the public as well as the profession. And all in all, it was an outstanding event. City staff was remarkable. Everyone in building safety contributed. Celine was the head of Celine. Sarkis Lou was the leader of it, but everyone in building safety contributed immensely. Our inspectors in the organization of the outside portion, our plan checkers, everyone was just outstanding. So I wanted to give a big shout out to everyone that came and enjoyed it. One of our staff members, Juan Diaz, was the DJ for the day. And it was really like a wonderful barbecue, backyard barbecue, and we invited the community to come and join us, and it was really a marvelous event for everyone that attended.
Very good. Moving on to the second one about fire sprinklers for ADUs. We recently had a review of our procedures by the city attorney's office. And although we were doing everything substantially correct, he recommended that we add one other consideration when we're reviewing whether accessory dwelling units are required to be sprinklered. Originally, we went utilizing our building code. City of Glendale went through a lot of steps to make sure that all new buildings are fire sprinklered. The state laws regarding ADUs had an exception in there that said when the primary residence on the site is not sprinklered, the ADU will not be required to be sprinklered. So as we now review them, we go through all of the current building code requirements. However, if at the end we go back and say, is the current primary residence required to be sprinklered or is sprinklered? And if that is no, then even if the building code would have required fire sprinklers, we will exempt the ADU from fire sprinklers. So there's a portion of the state law that the city attorney has basically said the specific requirements of the law supersede the general requirements, and indicating that compliance with the building code is a general requirement and waivers of fire sprinklers based on a specific condition is more specific. We now make sure we consider that when we review all ADU applications or ADU plans. It makes a difference because each one is different, whether it's part of the existing house, whether it's a new structure, whether it's conversion of an existing structure, where the proposed ADUs are on the site. So we go through everything, but in the end, we will also use whether or not the primary residence is sprinklered. And that's basically to meet the intent of what the state is trying to do with getting reasonable housing constructed quickly and as less expensive as possible. So that is a change, and by presenting it to you, hopefully other people will see that and understand what we're doing.
So, Jan, just to be clear, if a new accessory structure other than an ADU is being proposed today, does that require to be sprinkled or not?
Any accessory building for a house is required to be sprinklers as a new building. So if you build a new two-car garage, you would be required to fire sprinkler it.
And if it's a guest house,
If it's a guest house, you would be required to sprinkler it. If you build an ADU, assuming the existing primary residence is not currently sprinklered, you will not be required to, or may not be required to sprinkler this ADU. So it does change things a little bit, but staff is fully informed and reviewing each of the applications and plans accordingly to make sure that we come up with the best decision for that particular site.
So I suppose if you have an existing accessory structure which is not sprinklered, if you do want to convert that to ADU, again, the same law will apply, and you're not going to ask for sprinklers either.
That is correct, if the existing primary residence is not sprinklered.
Got it.
Again, if you have an existing building like a detached garage that's not sprinklered, but they've done renovations to the house, and the house is sprinklered, the conversion would then require it to be sprinklered. So each case is an individual case. And I know when we were discussing this, we went through dozens of scenarios and what ifs. And so we review each one independently because each one is unique.
Understood. Any questions on that? Thank you. Moving on to the next item.
Approval of minutes for May 16, 2018. And who's going to be doing the first motion?
We have a-
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
I can second that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Lee and John Tatone.
Okay, next item, please. Oh,
Oral.
I'm sorry, the roll call, please.
Oh, the roll call? Okay. Board Member Tatulian,
Yes.
Board Member Lee,
Yes.
Chairman Kishushian,
Yes.
Board Member Aharonian,
Yes.
Board Member Hanessian, no.
So next item, please.
Oral communications, today we have none. Item number 6, old business. Mr. Bear is going to give us a report from business owner regarding resolution of appeal BMOD 1807656 for 425 Hawthorne Street. Mr. Bear?
Yes, a brief review of this. This was an appeal from the determination of the building official regarding the number of permitted units on a lot based on the permit records. And during the discussion, we both presented which records we had reviewed and what our determination was, and the applicant presented information. And he had some new information, some photos and things like that. The board encouraged him to look for more information, present that to the building official before rescheduling the hearing as it was continued. In review of his additional information, I was able to actually change my determination for the permitted number of units, and so he then withdrew his appeal because he didn't disagree with me anymore. So the matter of 425 Hawthorne Street has been concluded.
That's great. So what was the decision, was?
Well,
religious
he would
exhibit
still
or
be,
it
yeah, he would still be here if he didn't convince me that this was a unique one where the front house we had as a single-family dwelling. He believed he had enough information to say there was 2 units in there. And upon review of the tax assessor documents, photos of old installations, and he had some correspondence from the building official at that time, and original documents, it basically showed that at some point they did have 2 units in that front house. And so as of this point, we've made sure that each of the units has an address, that he is actually getting permits because he was going to remodel the building anyway, so we're making sure that all the unit separations are up to the current code. So in the end, it's going to be a very safe building, and that's the intent of what we were trying to accomplish.
So he was granted the permission to maintain the duplex in the front,
Yes.
basically? And there was an additional 2 units in the back also, right?
There was an additional 1 unit.
Oh, 1 unit.
So there's 3 units total on the site.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Bear, each one has different number now? How about the back unit?
Yes, all 3 units have a unique address, and it's in our system, and we've made sure that the post office is notified.
Moving on to the next item.
Item number 7, new business. Today we have none.
Thank you. And number 8, reports.
Yeah, monthly income summary for the month of April 2018. You have it in your package.
Do we need to go over this, Jan, or is it just informational purposes?
It's information purposes. If you look through there, the current year-to-date versus the previous year-to-date, you see that we're slightly ahead, and construction is not slowing down. So we're staying active both in terms of plan review and inspections, and general overall construction in the city is staying strong.
Ironically, I just heard on my way here on the news that housing construction has slowed down. That's interesting. Or
They
is it
blame the
slowing?
Midwest.
Correct. Any questions on the report? Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you. And I guess that's it.
Item number 9, adjournment. First,
Motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
I second.
okay.
Thank you.
So first one is Mr. Tatulian, and second motion, Mr. Aharonian.
Second.
Okay. Aharonian, roll call.
Yes, please.
Board Member Tatulian,
Yes.
Board Member Lee,
Yes.
Chairman Kashishan,
Yes.
Board Member Aharonian,
Yes.
Board Member Hanessian, not present. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for attending. This was a very short meeting, I have to. I have to admit, generally we go hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours.